We're set up on the tripod. Hi guys, Gary here, trail name Jasper. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. Today we are talking about footwear, all kinds of footwear. Hiking boots, trail runners, hiking shoes, hiking sandals, anything we might want to wear on the trail. And you know what? Let's jump right in. So, okay, in 2019, I did my through hike of the Bruce Trail. I did a little over 1,000 kilometers. It was 1,012 kilometers I did on that trail, with a few selected side trails to get me to that number. Now, after we came back from that particular hike, we got all kinds of questions about footwear. Do I like hiking boots, hiking shoes, hiking sandals, trail runners? What do I like? And over a course of the last few months, we've answered a lot of those questions. And yet, still, those questions keep coming. So today, I decided, you know what? We are going to record a video. We're going to show the footwear that I particularly use on any given day out on the trail, and the reasons why I would pick that footwear on that particular day. So first of all, let's start off with my hiking boots. Now, I'm going to start by saying I am not a fan of hiking boots. However, just like any other tool in the through hikers kind of toolbox, hiking boots do play a role. So these are my Morel waterproof hiking boots. I have had these for several years, probably 4 years now, and my two beautiful daughters, Karina and Amanda, they bought them for me for Christmas. And up until just recently, these boots have probably been the most comfortable boot I've ever worn. But I have done literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles on these boots, and they're starting to break down over the years. I use them primarily only in winter and in deep, deep snow, or more so in the spring in deep mud, which happens a lot in my local hiking areas. Not my first choice for footwear. Keep that in mind. We'll just put those aside for now. The hiking shoe. The hiking shoe, essentially lower cut than the boot, substantial sole, not too heavy, offering a good amount of support. This is Mountain Gear, and they're not particularly a top of the line brand, but they're not an entry-level brand either. These are along a middle of the road kind of shoe. Again, unfortunately, and these are great by the way, uncomfortable and just fine, but again, I am not a lover of hiking shoes. Let's put those aside for now. By the way, I'll use either one of those tomorrow if I needed to. Let's have a look what else we've got over here. Okay, now we get into a selection of trail runners. Well, first of all, these are my Saucony Tr 13s. I have had these now for about, I will say about 7 or 8 months. In that 7 or 8 months, I've put about 700 or 800 kilometers on these particular shoes, or these particular trail runners. I use these all winter, 90% of the time here in Ontario. So that could have been in some quite deep snow. The only thing I would change, depending on the snow conditions, would have been the gaiter I'm using, whether I'm using my outdoor resort or Dirty Girl ankle gaiters, or whether I'm using a knee-high gaiter, depending on the snow. I love trail runners. These I paid about 85 Canadian dollars for on sale. And as I say, I've got a good 700 to 800 kilometers on these now. I use them all the time. In fact, earlier today, I was out for a 22-kilometer hike, elevation gain up and down Blue Mountain. These are the shoes I wore today. Absolutely amazing. Saucony Tr 13s. Another shoe that I really, really, really like, and I mean really like, Asics Gel Venture 7s. This is a brand new pair. I think I've worn them maybe once just to make sure they fit and feel right. Very, very, very comfortable, very soft on the insole, great tread, reasonable amount of support and longevity. So with a shoe like this, or a trail runner like this, you can do an 800 kilometer trail. Should be fine in this particular shoe. In fact, it was the ASIC Gel Venture 7s that I did my Bruce Trail hike in last year. I actually like these a lot, and these are a #1 choice for my particular footwear for the trail. Again, the ASIC Gel Venture 7s. There's another pair, brand new. You'll notice there's a few pairs brand new. I do tend to keep an inventory of shoes. And this again is another pair of ASIC Gel Venture 7s. The only difference between these two is the width. Whoa, lots of shoes. This one here is a regular width. This one here is a wide width. I do prefer the wide over the regular. However, the regular was such a good deal, I could not pass it up. I paid 47, I think 47 or 46 US dollars for these. In December was when I was in South Carolina. It was a great deal. This was also a good deal. I paid about $85 Canadian for these delivered to my door. That was a COVID-19 virus kind of sale. The storefronts themselves have been closed. So I've been able to buy an awful lot of footwear online at great prices. This was one. This was probably $40 to $50 cheaper than I could normally buy under normal circumstances. And again, this is one of my #1 trail running shoes of choice is my ASIC Gel Venture 7. Excellent, excellent, comfortable, longevity, day after day, week after week, month after month, no blisters. Very, very comfortable. And I would not hesitate tomorrow to use those shoes right there to start any through hike that I had planned. I would not hesitate one bit. So we'll put those together because they are a #1 choice. They're the ASIC Gel Venture 7s. Now, I mentioned to you that I'd been buying some deals. And on some of my other videos, I've also mentioned I've been buying some deals. Let's take a look at a couple of those. This pair right here is a pair of North Face shoes. Now, I would not have particularly picked North Face, but these came in at $33 delivered to my door as a trail shoe. Now, what do I mean by a trail shoe? It's not particularly a hiking shoe, and it's not quite a trail runner. It has a little bit more substance in the sole, but it has a trail runner top. So it's considered a trail shoe, but you know what? I call it a trail runner anyhow. What do I think of this shoe? Well, you know what? I've only put about 30 or 40 kilometers onto it. I paid $33 for it, Canadian. Again, with tax, delivered to my door. How can you go wrong? North Face, you know, a reasonable brand for sure. Very, very, very comfortable, very soft. Not what I would choose to start a through hike with tomorrow. However, a day hike, I would definitely use those on any day hike, maybe even a 2-day hike. Not a problem. And for the price I paid, ridiculously cheap. Or I thought so anyhow. So that was one of the deals I got online, again, while a lot of these storefronts have been closed. Let's take a look at another, a little bit dirty here. Let's take a look at another pair of shoes. A little slurp of coffee first. Oh, that's better. Let's take a look at another pair of shoes that I also purchased online at one of these crazy, crazy, crazy deals. Now, Brooks Cascadia Model 13. Now, Brooks Cascadia are probably the #2 choice globally for the through hiker as far as trail runners are concerned. You'll see them on the PCT, you'll see them on the AC, on the AT, you'll see them on the Arizona Trail, you'll see them on the Colorado Trail, you'll see them all over Europe. And these are generally quite an expensive shoe. Again, I got a great deal on these Brooks Cascadia model number 13s. They're quite solid, very, very, very supportive, comfortable, well cushioned. They have an excellent name, and I know many people that have used these on the PCT just last year alone. When I was watching a lot of videos, because a friend of mine did the PCT last year, so I kind of followed along. And a lot of the hikers out there, for through hikers on the PCT, a lot were using Brooks Cascadias. These sell in Canada at a ridiculous price of $200, even $300. I got these delivered to my door for $46. Again, it was such a good deal. I happened to call the company, which was Atmosphere, which is a Canadian outfitters, and I said, listen, are these actual Brooks Cascadia, or is this some kind of a knockoff shoe at that price? They said no, it's the real McCoy Brooks Cascadia 13s. And the ones I got were size 14 wide. I get them wide. And yeah, a ridiculous deal. So I bought a pair, and you know what? I'm actually a little disappointed. Well, even though these are a wide shoe, I still find them quite narrow. That in itself means, to me, it's not a through hiking shoe. Or at least it's not a through hiking shoe for me. I know it is for a lot of people, but not for me. So I found it not quite as comfortable as I would have expected from the Brooks Cascadia. The price point that you normally pay and the reputation that they command, which is a really, really, really respectable reputation. Maybe I need a little more time. I've done about 30 kilometers in these on the trail. Would I use them for a day hike or 2 or 3 day hike? You bet I would. Would I start a through hike with them? You know what? Not today, I wouldn't. But let's see how they work out over time. You know, but I'm glad I bought them. For the price point, I couldn't go wrong. And I go through an awful lot of trail runners. Okay. What comes next? Well, what comes next is probably globally the #1 through hiker's choice of footwear. I'm sure we know what that is, but that's the Ultra Lone Peaks. Now the Ultra Lone Peaks, this is a pair right here of 4.0s. Pretty much brand new. In fact, they've got my outdoor research gaiters in them. That's fine, at least I know where they are. So yeah, my Ultra Lone Peak 4.0s. Now these would be around 170 to 200 Canadian dollars equivalent if bought in the States. Here in Canada, that's usually significantly more expensive than that. Once again, with some absolutely ridiculous deals, because again, a lot of the storefronts have been closed, shopping only online, due to the virus. I got these delivered to my door, authentic Ultra Lone Peak 4.0s for 125 Canadian, taxes in, delivery in, everything. I've done, I don't know, maybe 50 kilometers in those. Definitely my #1 trail runner of choice, Ultra Lone Peaks. Just so happens, I have another pair right here. This particular one, I've got about 100 kilometers on these. This one is the Ultra Lone Peak 4.5. I did buy these at their regular price, but in the US over Christmas when I was down in South Carolina in December, the equivalent in Canadian dollars was 170 Canadian dollars. And that's pretty good because I still can't buy them at that price here in Canada, or I couldn't at that particular time under normal circumstances. Once again, with the virus, that has changed everything as far as pricing and how companies are selling. These, as I say, I have about 100 kilometers on them. I love these. Would I use these tomorrow for a through hike? You bet I would. I would use these every day that God gave me. I would simply use my Lone Peak 4.5s, my Lone Peak 4.0s every single day. They're probably the best trail runner I've ever used. Let's just put those aside for now. Well, actually, let's not. Let's put them right up here because this goes in the pile of choice. Right here. Yep. Another pair of Ultra. At $125 for those, I said to myself, you know what? How can I buy just one pair? So I reordered a second pair, but I tried a different color this time. I'm going to open the box and show you this color in a moment, but just wait for it because you know what? It's going to blow you away. It did me. Ultra Lone Peak 4.0s delivered to my door, 125 Canadian dollars. You know what? That's like maybe 80, 85 US bucks. 4.0s, brand new. Take a look at those bad boys. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful color. Black, red accent. I just think these things are so damn sexy. I love these shoes. Just look at those. These I'm actually reserving for my 2020 through hike, which of course, because of all the chaos in the world that's going on right now, I have no idea what that through hike is going to be. I had planned all along since last year on the Colorado Trail, Denver to Durango, 800 kilometers, right over the top of the US Rockies. And I'm really, really, really still hoping that that's the trail I'll be able to do this year. However, due to travel restrictions, I live in Ontario, Canada, and of course, the Colorado Trail is in Colorado, the United States of America. I don't know if I'll be able to even travel there. If I can, that's the trail I'm doing. And if I do, that's the shoe right there, this absolutely sexy black and red Ultra Lone Peak 4.0 that I will be starting that trail in. And these shoes will do that trail for me, or at least I believe they will, no problem. Now, one little thing I should tell you about Ultra Lone Peaks. You do sacrifice a little bit of durability for comfort, but you know what? When through hiking is your thing, there's nothing better than comfortable feet. Believe me, if I have to buy 2 pairs of shoes for a particular trail, I will do that knowing, especially with these, knowing that my feet will be comfortable, or as comfortable as they can possibly be, because either way, they're going to hurt, but they're going to hurt a lot less, have a lot less blisters, a lot less problems in these Ultra Lone Peaks, whether it's 3.5, 4.0, 4.5, hey, you choose whatever you can find out there. I'm not suggesting you run out and buy these now. They might not work for you. All I'm saying is they work for me. Okay, so yeah, this is the ones I'm starting. Hopefully the Colorado Trail, the beginning of August, end of July. It all depends if they open the border and let me fly there. If not, by the way, I'll be attempting the same trail I did last year, the Bruce Trail. 900 kilometers one way, normally. So, if I cannot do the Colorado, I'm seriously looking at attempting a Bruce Trail yo-yo. For 1,800 kilometers, Niagara Falls to Tobermory, and turn around back to Niagara Falls. So a Bruce Trail yo-yo. That's my plan B on my backup trail for 2020. Hey, thank you for tuning in today. As always, it's been a blast. I appreciate you guys. If you haven't already, do subscribe to my channel. Click on that little bell. It'll tell you every time I upload a video. I'll talk to you next time. You guys have a great day. Me, I'm going to sit out here, enjoy this beautiful weather and my coffee. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.